Hello all, this is me taking part in Sculpt January. And the topic was lips and mouth. It's a good idea to get involved with things like competitions or challenges because you can really improve your ability, and it's good to have some sort of focus. It's nice also to be a part of a project that other people are involved with and you get encouragement from them and you can give them encouragement. So if you head across to Facebook and Sculpt January, there's a group on there, and there's also a website, weekly CG challenge, Sculpt January. So you can see I'm making the face here. A lot of mistakes that people make is they keep the face fairly square because their reference image is front on and they forget to look at a side reference image. It is a tricky part of making faces that I find is getting that right curvature, and you can see me using the grab tool an awful lot to pull it around until I'm happy. This took a good couple of hours in the total, so you can tell I need the practice to speed up my workflow. I tend to use the draw brush rather than the clay brush tool. Lots of artists seem to use that, but I always head to the draw brush. And the crease tool, I use that, obviously press Control to give it the opposite and make it like a pinch brush. Here I'm actually bisecting my model, so I thought it'd be better if it had a BAFTA look to it. So you go into edit mode and you click the bisect button in the tools and you can cut your model up. Then I deleted the two faces and added a solidify modifier and then just applied that. This was a chance for me to get used to my Wacom Mobile Studio Pro as well. Hence why I've got my reference images on screen this time, because I haven't got a second monitor. Later on when I go to the more detailed work, I have a second monitor, so you can see more of the shape that I'm modelling. Something slightly different this time, I used constant detail on the sculpt rather than relative detail, so it always kept the same detail level. I quite like that. I saw other artists doing that and I thought that's a great idea. I've kept in me hunting for reference images, as I think that's just so important to have a reference image, because especially if you're learning, you should be looking closely at anatomy all the time. I look at all sorts of reference images, drawings, photos, sculptures, just to get a varied idea, and lots of different faces as well, from all sorts of angles. Towards the end of the model I turn symmetry off, because I think it's important to have an asymmetric face, because it's very rare that you have a symmetrical face, and it also adds intrigue and interest to the model. I did actually try going in and adding the detail level with the sculpt brushes, but I probably won't do that in future because that's time consuming and it's hard to do on my Wacom Mobile Studio Pro because of the memory intensity, and it lags a lot with the screen recording, and I'd like to do some recordings of these because it encourages me to keep going and some people might be interested in the process. It's really important to start off with a low level of detail and then increase the detail very slowly. Only when you really have to, I would say, you want to start increasing the detail. And here I'm doing a normal map to reduce the polys so I can put it on Sketchfab. And that's the only texture I use. So I make a copy of the model and I decimate it, then bake the normals onto that model. So there you have it, my entry for Sculpt January. Take part, go to the website, go to the Facebook group, join in the chat, and I'll see you there.